Hello everyone, welcome to the stream where I go ahead and start building out the screens for stream starting soon, stream ending, and be right back. And most people will either buy those or artists will create them, and there's multiple ways to create them. You can do it 2D, you can do it 3D, you can do a mix of 2D and 3D. I am going to do a 3D one, and I'm going to do a really cool one. So we are in Blender. Blender is free to use, is open source. You just need to go to blender.org. And they are currently on version 4.0, which is really good. They've done a lot since I've been using Blender. When I originally used Blender, it was all hotkeys. You had to memorize hotkeys like mad. Well, they changed that and they did a visual overhaul to be competitive with all the other things. And when you open up your Blender scene, you are going to see exactly what I see here. You're going to have a cube in the middle, which you can delete or you can modify to make whatever you want. You could literally turn this cube into a sphere. And that's really good. But for our purposes, we're going to start out simple. The main thing I want to do is we are in here. Let's go to modeling. We want layout. I want to go here. Let's see, we need, what am I looking for? Not extended data. I want to add a model in. There we go. Objects. No, I don't want to take that object mirror. I want to add, there we go. Add. We are looking for is a plane. Surfaces, no. Curves, meshes. That's what we want. We want meshes and we want planes. So I just put a plane in there, and we can move this plane around. Let me grab the plane that we have. We want to do a move, so we're going to use the move tool. Now pull this plane up. And we want to rotate this plane now. We're going to go to the rotate tool and we're going to rotate it. But you don't need to use the rotate tool. You can if you're doing a precise rotation. Over here, you can see your transforms and you can see that I had moved it up by 1. You also have scales. So let's actually increase the size of this scale. We're actually going to increase it to 10. Notice we just added 10 there. Then, and that was on the x-axis, so we're not going to mess with the z-axis. We're just dealing with x and y, and we're going to go 10 there. Now, we do want to rotate it on the x-axis by 90. Okay, and so now we can rotate around like so. And then we're going to move this back. So we're on the move tool already, but I want to get angle here. And move this back to here. And then I don't like how high up it is on the Z. So I'm going to go to my Z. I'm going to hit 0. And that will put right back to the center. So all we have is we have it moved back and then we have it centered. We're not done there yet though. There's a reason we're creating this plane, and what this plane is going to do is it is going to have the image of the object we are going to be 3D modeling. That's what it's going to be showing. In order to get it to show the image though, you need to have a UV map on it. It basically tells the model and flattens it out into a single image. So the way we do that, UV map ang, it's already UV map edited. Okay, as you can see here, because it's just a plane. Planes are easy to UV map edit because they are a piece of paper. If I go ahead and not to select, as you can see here, it is literally just a plane like a piece of paper. It's not like that sphere. So we can go back into our thing here. We have modeling. If I were to select this, you can see that there's points here. In fact, I'll show this on the 3D model or the cube. So if I click on the cube, right, and I click tab, you're going to notice on the cube there are several different things, and all of these things are very important. You have, first off, right here, that is a vert. That white dot is a vert. You will get verts when you have 2 or more edges, which is this right here. Come on. I have the select tool. Let me select. Okay, so what we want to do is, so instead of trying to select the edge, basically this black line you see going right here is an edge. And in order to create verts, you need to have 2 or more edges connected to one another. That's why you have a vert at each corner. Then this gray area is what's called a face. So we can actually go into mesh. No, not mesh. Don't want vectors. So we can go edges. And you can do a lot with edges. You can extrude edges. You can do stuff like that. But if we go into faces, you can also do extrude on faces and stuff like that, which is really good. So let's see. We have our model right here. Like I said, you get the verts, you got your edges, and then you got your faces. Now, when you are making a model for any video game, you want to make sure that there are no more than 4 sides to any face. And the reason being is if you have more than 4 sides, you will most likely, especially in the Unreal Engine, you will crash the game engine. But let's get back into actually modeling this. So I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to click on the plane. I'm going to go back to layout. And on this plane, I want to go to materials here. And materials, we're going to add a new material. And this material that we want to add is, let's see, transform, screen, a preview there. That's a preview of the material. You can also just do it like that, or we could do it as a cube. I'm going to keep it as flat because we're going to be using a flat one. So not base color. We want they've moved some things around in Blender, so I'm still getting used to the new setup. I'm used to the old setup of Blender, and so it takes a moment here. Surface, alpha, like, so you can adjust the color. So like, let's say we want this to instead be red. You can make it to be red. Like so. But there's a problem here. It's not showing it. And the reason being, we need to add more to it. So, we got the material matter there. Okay, what am I missing? Stuff I'm missing here that I'm trying to remember. Volume, line arts, blend mode, volume. Now viewport display. Not custom property. See here. Maybe it's under here. For where is it? Don't want to do bevels. Don't want camera position, normal target. Not the geometry. No, don't need any of that. So, where is it? Alpha, RCP. No, that's for animating. We don't want to animate that. One plane. Moment here. Data. Physics. We're going to deal with physics later along with particles. Modifiers. Textures. Here we go. Add new texture. Let's go ahead and open. And what we're going to look for in here, we're going to go back. We need to go to E, to design. And go to design. We're going to go into the YouTube. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for this. We're going to open image. There's the image that we're going to be using right there. So that's where I was going wrong. Okay. We got that put in. It's not a movie, it's just a single image. I know what's going wrong. So view. And we want to do a front view. There we go. So we got our front view. One other thing that would viewport, not an angled view, not camera. Let's try. No, that's not going to do it. So we're going to close that. Oh, object mode, edit mode, script mode. No, that was under view. Last time it was under view. You go to view and you can get not perspective mode, but an actual what's a render mode. So got that done. Got the image on there. I'm just trying to get settings. Sampling. Got that. If go here. Got the UVs. Got that selected. Let's go back in here. I think what we're missing is the UV editing. Select this. Right click. Where is it? Not smooth versus, not slice, not shear, not split, not separate. It is set up correctly. Got that. Extra space. What if we add, no, don't want that. So we're going to remove that. We're doubling up. Why am I having problems with this new interface? So many new things. I'm used to dealing with 3ds Max and the old Blender. And so this new interface, I'm still heavily getting used to. But here is a word of advice to you guys about learning 3D modeling and doing textures. you're always going to be learning because the software is always updating. I remember when I was doing, what was it? I learned 3D modeling in 3ds Max. And 3ds Max, in order to round a corner, make it more a rounded look instead of a harsh corner like we do in this sphere here, you do what's called a chamfer. But every other 3D modeling program calls it a bevel. I think 3ds Max has now switched since then, but we will see from there. I am not seeing UVs. If it's in here. No, don't need to worry about seams. The seams are all good. We're all good with the UV map because as you can see in here, we're in our area. And the great thing is you can take things like this point and you could literally, if you want, move that point around like so and adjust the UVs. You don't really want to do that though when you're dealing with squares. You want to keep them flat. So let's see, texture space here. I'm setting art line. No, we don't want art lines. Viewpoint display. No. You know what? Let me stop the stream and restart it again. I made a bad. Thank you for bringing that up. I have it set up for doing gaming and not for seeing the screen. So this is the main one. Give me one moment. I'm gonna end the stream and start right back up. Thank you for bringing that up, Coolness. Okay, I am back. I apologize for the mistake. You guys should now be seeing my screen. You should now be seeing when I rotate this around. Are you seeing that, Coolness? Okay, excellent. Yeah, so I have several different scenes that I have in OBS. I have one for that's just a screen capture, and then I have another scene designed for just game capture so that when I'm having to fuss with other stuff, you guys aren't seeing that. So like for instance, you aren't seeing, you know, when I'm messing like this and you're seeing me tab through things and then bring up like this, you know, a browser, you guys aren't seeing that. You're just seeing the game. And so that's where the mistake was, is because Blender is not a game, it wasn't recognizing it. Okay, so there we go. Give me a moment here. Just doing a lookup real quick here. See what changes they've made here. I'm just looking up documentation on Blender 4.0 and 4.0. Let's see what mistakes I'm making here in interface use. Okay, there's actually a new, better way to do this. So I'm going to go back to layout mode. I'm going to delete the plane that we just created. And the reason I'm doing this is they've created something that makes things a lot easier. So what you do, bring an image in as a plane without having to create a plane. I was doing the old way, the hard way, the way I was taught over 10 years ago. But Blender has it so you can go here, click on File, then you go to Import, and then what you look for is import. We are looking for an image. Not, no. Not extended 3D. We want not USD, not .do, not OBJ. Hold on. So it says File. It says to go to Imports. Not motion capture, vector graphs, not an FBX. We don't need an FBX. I have a bunch of FBX, but we don't need an FBX. Well, here's the thing. Knowing the old ways of doing something is good because a lot of the programs will actually keep what they do for old stuff. So that's really nice. So, you know, the old way I was doing things is a correct way of doing it. I want to try this new way though. It says click File, click Imports. That one's not showing what it's images as planes. So let's try 3D viewport. Layout, got modeling, scripting, or sculpting, got texture painting we could do. We're not going to do texture painting though. Creating animation, rendering's that. We don't want that. So let's see, try this again. Import. Don't need a .obj. Don't need still. Don't need a vector graph. Yes, they are switching to newer versions, but here's the thing, coolness. Blender, Maya, Cinema 4D, and 3ds Max are all 3D modeling tools. And they've all been around for a really, really long time. So they support the old ways of doing things with adding in newer ways to do things. And the reason they do that is if for some reason the new way isn't working, like what I'm trying to do here isn't working, then Let me read this for a second here. Okay, so let's just try this. Let's go here. We're going to go to import and SVG. I don't want motion. Quality. Wavefront, no. Why is it not showing? I guess their documentation is out of date for that. They haven't updated that. So. Oh, that's not. Oh. That brings me to the same station. Okay, so let's go back to the old way where we're going to go to add. We're going to go to mesh. We're going to go to plane. We're going to rotate it on the z-axis. Go to not here, we want the model, we want here, and rotation on the z-axis be 90. Nope, did the wrong rotation. Okay, so let's see, we'll put that back to 0. Y-axis is the one that we want. We want that 90. No. What? Wait. That makes no sense. Okay, so it has to be 90. There we go. And size, we want to go back up to making it 10 by 10. There we go. So I thought the same thing, Coolness. And here's the thing. Take it piece by piece. Learn one thing first. Then learn another thing. And that's really what you need to do. And it's just a piece by piece bit that you need to learn. And so take some time, learn how to move things around, learn how to create a sphere, learn how to create, different things. Go in here and go, oh, okay, let me play around with the add. Let me add in a new mesh. What does a torus look like, for instance? And you could go in here and you could go torus. Okay, there's a torus. Let's move the torus up. Let's move the torus over. Okay, let's go ahead and rotate and stuff like that. So you can do things like that and play around with it. And that's what I like about Blender. Blender doesn't cost you a thing to play around with and get used to. And that's really, really nice. I really, really like that. And the other thing I like about Blender, so let me delete that. Let's say I want to go back to my y-axis. You see how I just clicked on that y? And now I'm back to the perspective view that I want to have where I'm in the front face. I could also hit this Z and now I got a top view. I could hit this X and have a side view. I can click this Y and have a back view. I can click on the Y again and it will rotate 180 degrees. play around with different parts of the interface, get used to how they feel and where things are. And then as they do updates, get used to those changes of where they move things for the update. So I got this. Go UV edit. Go here. Where's my smart UV? It's supposed to be a right click when in UV editing mode. Smart UV. It needs to be in layout. Don't want to convert. Okay, what I'm looking for, maybe in modeling here. So we'll go here. Let's go back to UV editing. I'm going to add a new material. In that new material, assign to that. Then layouts. There it is. Blend this with the texture. Image settings. Okay, we got the controlled chaos. La la la. Okay. Yes, so another thing I want to mention to you, Coolness, is the fact that when you learn stuff, so every 3D modeler, animator, texture artist, and programmer, they are never done learning. They're always learning new things. They're always on Google. They're always on YouTube learning new things for when the programs change, when new ways of things come out to do, and that's very important. There we go. We got that. We got preview. Image or movie. That's correct there. Settings. We want retrospective. Yes, endless development is always happening. I mean, I remember when I started in game design and texturing and 3D modeling and stuff like that, it was very different than what was now today. You have programs now, like after I went out of college, I had to learn how to use Subsurface Designer, Subsurface Painter, and things like that, which are new texturing tools. And they're very, very powerful. And some game engines really use them to their extent. And that's really, really good. So don't need to worry about the RGB values. Let me go back to here. If I did this to object. Surface settings. Shadows. Okay, so that's all the shadow stuff. Play, don't need to worry about. Go back to that's preview. Let me add in another material. So new. Okay, so just a duplicate of what we have there. So we can get rid of this one. Search. I'm missing something here that they've moved around. Because it used to be, in the old version of Blender, you'd go into here and you'd have all these, but then you'd have one that would say texture, and you'd click on texture in this list. And then instead of having this here, you'd literally select texture, and then when you were in image, you'd be able to, in this one, when you're in materials, you would add the textures in through the materials. And they removed that because they literally had, like how you have the surface, volume, settings, and stuff like that. They literally had a texture one right here. So area. But let me figure this out. Oh. Okay, so texture panel. Single image is what we want. Not that. And we're in the texture panel. That's correct. Yeah, sometimes when I'm typing fast, it's heavy hitting. It's part of the thing with cerebral palsy, because people with cerebral palsy have bad eye-hand coordination and movement coordinations with the parts of cerebral palsy. It makes that a bit harder, and so my key presses can be a little bit harder, but hey, it all works out. Signing materials. What's that? No, that's Blender 2.7. I don't want Blender 2.0. Blender 4.0, and I literally told that in the Google search, and it's trying to tell me how to do it in the version of Blender I already know. And that's what I'm used to, because this setup right here wasn't there. This would be blank, and then up here would be your hotkeys that you'd press on. You have your materials, which is materials right here. So let's actually, let's do a cube. Yeah, exactly. Wrong version. Give me the right one. Exactly. No, I don't want to do texture painting. If this is Please. Information. Not this one. Oh, no. Old. Yes, 4.0 is just really, really new. Okay, make sure we're in object mode. We are in object mode, right? One thing that hasn't changed. Okay, yeah. This is modeling mode. Okay, we're in object mode. 100% know I'm in object mode because when I hit my tab key, you can see things change. So I'm in object mode. So it Shift F1. Okay, here we go. Here we go. And it was we rename and this is being a help. In layout. It says to go to where the file is. If I want to zoom out, I want to break this up. And I want model, I can do this. Texture node editor. I'm gonna have to learn a bit how that works for that. The editor. Okay, first let's go back to here. Take this. Go tab. All of this. Click. We do a okay, yeah, so that is UV edited correctly. Okay. So let's here. Let's open. Where is it? Here. Open image. Do it. Layout. 3D view. View should be the window. No. there was under views. Camera, navigation, angle views. No, that one. Where is perspective view? E. That. Well, I'm gonna. Can this dock? Seeing it, give it the dock indication. So we have layout. So we have model here. Let's go back to not the shade editor. 3D viewport. That's what we want, but still not showing the texture. Showing it in the UV. I got showing on the UV now because if we go to UV edit, here, UV editor. That was tweak. Went here. Went here. Went UV. Why'd that go black? Image. Open. And here. We went to YouTube. Right here. Open. And it's there. Go ahead and save. View. View's not going to do that. We go to back to 3D viewport. It's still not showing it. Why is it now? Test I want to see here is if I go back to UV editor, it should still be there. It is still there. Excellent. And you notice I can't rotate around. I can only move around, but that's because I'm in the UV editor. However, go to viewport, it's there. Funny thing is if I go to UV editor here, it's not showing up here. And that's a problem. I don't like the fact that in this new version, when you click UV editing here, you don't see the image like we did before. But if we go here, and then we go here, and we go to UV editor here, there it is. You would think, as a regular thought, that if you're in UV editor from here, and it says UV editor here, and then you click on the UV editor tab here, it would show here in the UV editing tab the image. Am I wrong there? That's the way it used to be. Because it says UV editing here. It says UV editor there, and it even has it highlighted there. Just like when I go here and I click on here, it has it highlighted there. I go viewport, bring that up. It has viewport set. Just like when I go to modeling and I click here, it has the viewport for the modeling. Texture paint. No, I want workspace. Options, blend, defer, no. Okay, that's where the mirroring is. There's the texture. I need this up here so I can get the correct sizing of everything so it looks right. Maybe it's this. Maybe because the scale is off. What if we do 10 by 10? 3D. Okay, got the size 10 by 10. Don't need to worry about the offset. Don't need to worry about the... What about... creating new texture marks, don't need to worry about that. Stroke fill, okay. So under that it works. Is yeah, that's not working there either. Okay, so let's do an unwrap real quick. There should be a smart unwrap too. I'm not seeing a smart unwrap. Okay, so I've done the unwrap there. There's that. Let's go here. No, that's still my UV pane there. So there's that. We got that there. Got our texture selected. It's set to single image. What if we went to renderer? Rendering. Still not showing up in rendering. I hate when they change layouts on me. I haven't touched the 3D modeling program in a couple of years because I've been busy with this, but... So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you guys some basics of what I know I can show you. So, we have this sphere here. I'm going to move this sphere up to here. Rotate like so. Zoom in. And go to... And we're going to hit tab. Click, take those. What I want to do is I want to move them. Oof. Forgot. Rotate around. Let's grab all of them because I forgot to turn back facing off. So we got those 4 verts. We can move down like so and get our first design. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to open up this. I'm going to go to where my design is. That's the logo. Okay, the logo's right here. I'm going to open this with, not Paint, Photos. I'm going to have this just off at the side. So let's go ahead and click back to here. We're going to hit Z. Or we undo what we had done. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead, move this over like so. Then we're going to do a rotate. We're going to rotate along this axis about there. Rotate around here. We want to grab these 4. Want to rotate them this direction so that they're like so. But the problem is you notice that we're curving in. So what we do to solve that problem, we go back to our move tool. We want to grab these verts here. We want to go back to perspective and we just want to move them up. We'll line up with those. So here, we're going to grab these verts here. Move them down there. Another thing you can do, you can go here, you can grab these verts like so. Should be the edit. No, verts. Not extrude, not extend, not bevel, not connect, not rip, slide, smooth. No. Okay, so we got that there. Let's go view, viewpoint. We want front again. There we go. These are a bit high. Let's take these like that. We're gonna move them just a bit. That looks good. So we've done that. And then go here, base, take these. We're going to take this that way. Okay, we don't have enough. We need more of an angle. So instead, we're going to do that to get rid of that. Go here, these four, a bit more of a rotation. So once again, we need to do some adjustments here. These bottom ones, we're going to go to move. Move these. And you notice it just has the blue bar. And the great thing about that, I'm moving my mouse left and right. You're seeing a bit of up movement, but that's once again cerebral palsy. So we align that like so. Take these. That we're going to click on the blue arrow. We're going to move up. That looks good. Okay, now we're going to take all these. We are going to do an extrude. We're going to extrude along that way. The middle point, but still our angle is off. So this going to rotate. Yeah, we need a harsher angle. So we'll worry about cleaning that up later. We'll go back to the extrude. Going to extrude that out a bit, and we're going to go back to the move. Just going to move these down like so. Then, once we've done that, let's go. So, take these at this point. Here. Then we're going to do a rotate. Rotate this flat. Let's hold off on the rotation for a moment. I want to go to a viewport or view. Go to our viewpoint perspective, go front. Now when I so let's also do a move down to here, edit, rotate more like so. Don't go too much. There we go. That looks perfect. Then we go to extrude. Extrude this down straight. We're going to go to move. going to move this out there. Here's some issues, especially with this vert here. So here, this vert here, go out here. This vert, go there. This vert, go there. This vert, hit down one. That one dropped down more. There we go. Got that, but then we need to do our rotations. Here, move over. There we go. Nice. So now I'm going to do our rotation. Rotate out like so. And we're going to go ahead and do the extrude again. Extrude that out that amount. And we want to once again move, take this and move this out there. That looks good. And what you do, rotate again. Ooh, no, don't want to do that. I don't want actual. Yes. Go. Then we do a move again. This there. But now we have more cleanup to do. It's just not looking right because, as you can see, because we've been rotating and stuff like that, this doesn't look right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some cleanup. First off, we want to go to view. We want to go to viewports. We want front. Front, okay, front, that looks good. Okay. So we want to grab these, go back to view, viewport, front. We want to move this to there. That's better. That looks really, really thin there. And grab these verts here. And go back to view, viewport, front. We'll move this down some, like so. And another thing we can do, this just looks off, and grab these, go to once again, viewport, front. I'm going to pull this out just a bit, like so. So we got that, and that top looks thicker than that bottom. What I want to do is I want to grab these four verts right here. Back to my viewport. Of front, you know, it helps if I just hit numpad 1 each time. Just realize that. Let's bring this up some. So this just feels off here. And hit numpad 1, and there you go. You see that there. This sticks out a little too much for my liking. We're going to go like so. And so that's getting the base set up, but we also need to take these, hit numpad 1 again. We're going to move along here. Okay. And then what if we got that part there, and that looks really good so far. Just by eye, it looks decent. Is it perfect? By no means, no. But there are ways we can make that perfect. And I'll show you one of the ways right now. So if I were to actually go here, grab all of these verts, and this, come on, wait. Grab all of these verts, including this one. Nope. Let's grab all of these verts. All of these verts. Okay, it's the shift key you gotta hold. So we take all those and we hit. We want to delete the verts. So we deleted those verts. You notice I just cut the model in half. And that is okay. Reason being, I want the bottom to match the top. So if I go here, and then I go here, let's see, that is on the Z. No. So mirror verts. Let's go. What on is Z locally? Undo that. So let's actually do something else. Verts extend. I want the mirror option. Let's see. Bases. I can add a modifier. That's it. Not tools, not render, not outpost, layers, scene, world, object, modifiers. Here we go. Add modifier. We're looking for the mirror option. They really changed out the way this all works. It used to bring up this big panel that, yeah, so when you're modeling something like a face, let's say, you don't want to have to be going in and putting all the details both on the left and the right if you're doing a symmetrical face. So what you do is you model out the left side of the face or the right side of the face, and wherever you do to the left side, it will do identical to the right side. And that's what mirroring is good for in 3D modeling. Not deforms, edits. Hold on. Okay, I want the plane. Okay, base. No, I know I'd read. Add modifier. It. Project. UV map. Let's get rid of that close that out. Let's do edit, UV wrap, layer, UV map. No, that's not going to solve the problem for that. Anyways, let's get back to our cube. No, I don't want weights. Don't want bevel. I don't want boolean. Don't want build. Don't want decimate. Don't want split edge. Mirror. There it is. Mirror. And we want to mirror on the Z. Take X off. No, we're not doing it to an object. There they go. Got the mirroring, but it's mirroring at the wrong point. It should be connecting from the bottom, not the top. Drop this down to 0. Easy way to do that is click and go 0. Boom, 0. Let's take our mirrored object. Not mirrored. Okay, so Y is that's that. Merge at 0. Just a bit. Should be able to here not duplicate. Come on, there. Okay, I don't like some of this new UI change because in the mirror it used to be able that you'd choose Z and then you have a slider that you could adjust and move it up and down. Where did that slider go to? The offset. It doesn't do anything. Offset of the V doesn't do anything. So look here, I'll make that 0. Get these back to 0. 0. Those aren't doing anything, so we'll 0 that out. Turn those off. And as you can see, I'm experimenting around, getting used to the new interface as I'm showing you guys this. And there's gonna be a lot of new learning at the mirror. And the mirror should be working right, but it's not. Do the wrong kind of generate path. I want deform. Don't need to worry about physics. We're not doing anything with cloth. We're not doing anything with fluids or particle systems yet. in this, as I'm working on this, I do want to do a particle system. So as I showed you guys this, so you guys know that this is the logo right here. Imagine these two rotating one way and then the G rotating the other way. And it's going to be a constant spin. So it's not going to speed up and slow down. It's going to be a constant spin. And then as we're doing that, as that's going on in the background, you're going to be seeing fire embers coming up and floating around in the space. And another thing I want to do is something custom for the chat box. I want to have a little area that just identifies for the chat. I'm trying to figure that out. But that's the basic design of what I'm going to do. So I'm taking this 2D image, I'm going to make it 3D. However, because the changes that they've made with Blender, making a bit hard. Mirror object, no. No. That. What if we just go to, now let's click here. Okay, that just made it all one. What if we do all this right here? Let's go ahead and we're gonna hide the plane for now. All you do is you just hit the little eye icon and we'll hide it. I'm gonna hold Shift, do another select to get all of those. I wonder what happens when we move. Ah, that's what they've done. Ha ha ha. They made it just part of the move. Okay, we just learned something right there. I like that. And this just shows we just need, now we add the merge, ramp this up. There. Now, you notice that how that works. Now, when I move this, watch what happens. Make sure that we have a bit of a connector. So, did the merge, but overall, there's the C. Okay, now, if we go back to layout, and we go object mode, there's our full object for the C, the base C. It's not perfect. It's not what I'm wanting it to be, but gives you the base idea. Now, if I go over here, I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to name this control. Might be the wrong spelling, but it doesn't matter. And there's a reason why I'm naming this one, because now what I'm going to do is to make life easier. I'm going to go here. I want to copy this. And then I want to paste. Just hit V. And so you see it says control 1 there. I'm going to name this chaos. This is the chaos one. So the chaos one, I want to go here. And on our Z-axis, I'm going to go to the model. I'm going to go to our Z-axis here. I'm going to say 180. I want to flip it 180. There we go. That is perfectly done. But the next thing we need to do is we're going to do a move. I'm going to move this about there. Give us some space. I want to take our control. I also want to move this out to there. Now, you're getting the better feel of what this looks like. The only thing we're really missing is the G. And that's very important. So with that being done, we got that all done. I need to make one other change. So we're going to go here. We're going to go tab to edit the mesh. I want to take these verts here. And I'm going to do a rotate on them. I want to rotate them the other direction. Like so, I want to make sure that we're matching up. We are. So we've done that. I want to go view. Oh wait, that's right. We don't need to do view. We can just hit 1 on the numpad. We hit 1 on the numpad. Go there. And we're going to go ahead and go move. Actually, we need to grab these two verts here. Only have those verts. Then we'll hit 1. I'm going to drop these like so. I think we have a problem with this one too. So if we actually go to here and we hit tab, come on, yes, let's hit tab. That's a little off, so we're gonna hit, come on. I'm hitting tab. Oh, that's why. No, that is perfectly good. So go tab, go here, hit tab, and go like so. Grab those. We're going to hit 1. We'll move these down a bit. This axis. I want it to line up like that. So that's fitting and looking a lot better. And you're seeing the alignment. But I'm going to go tab one more time here, and we'll move this in a bit. We'll move this in about there. So that's looking roughly good. You're getting the rough shape. So with getting the rough shape, we got that. Now we can build out the G that was in there. So if we go here, we have this G. Now, we're keeping all the same shapes, a lot of the same shapes. We're just adjusting some stuff. So the great thing is we can use what we built on. However, there is a difference. We cannot use the mirror effect for the top and bottom of this. And the reason being is this part right here of the G. If we were to mirror it, what you would have is another part coming down to here and another part coming out here, and you'd basically have this weird forked issue here, and it would not look right. It wouldn't pull off the G. So a G cannot be mirrored, but that's okay. Let's go ahead, and what we're going to do, we're going to go here, we're going to go add new mesh, and we want a cube. We built in the cube. So the cube is built in. I want to bring the cube up to about, I'd say there. I'm going to bring it over about there. Okay, now we're going to go into edit mode. We're going to hit tab. We're going to rotate around. First part I want to get it of that G is the part where it's going in. I think that's a good idea. So let's go back to here. We want to grab these 4 points here. We want to hit 1 to bring that back in. We want to go to our rotate. We want to rotate on this axis to match up with that. I'm going to hit tab real quick. I want to move this over and line this up with that. I'm going to hit tab again, rotate here. I want to grab these two verts here. I want to hit 1, zoom in. I'm going to go ahead and go to the move tool. We're going to bring this up just a bit. The overkill. Right about there. Rotate. I'll grab these verts here. I think I got both. Okay. So we hit 1. I'm going to bring that down just a bit. Right about there looks good with my eyes. Then we're going to go here. We're going to grab these verts. We're going to do a move all the way over there. I want to hit 1 again so that we get this right. So like so. And we're going to do that rotate that we did the last time. Angle that off like that. Then we're going to do the move again because we went a little too far on the move. And remember, I'm just eyeballing all this. Normally you have that image in the background, but that's okay. So we have all that done. We have that done. We want to do the extrude. We're going to extrude out like so. And we're going to do the move. Move this down to about there. We're going to do the rotate, and that's where we rotate these edges. Match up there. So we got that. Then we're going to do extrude again. Just going to extrude it out enough. Then we're going to do move. Move it out here. Yeah, about there looks good. Do another rotate. Oh, did the wrong kind of rotate. I didn't have. There we go. Rotate. So, move this like that. We're going to do the extrude. Extrude that out a bit. Then we want to move. I'm going to move this out there. Come on, Cerebral Palsy, quit fighting with me. There we go, and we do another rotate. Rotate this around. So. Okay, we got that rotate, and then we're going to do the move again. Just going to move on one axis this time. We're moving like that. Then we do the extrude. Extrude out to there. Do the move. We move up to about here. Then, once again, we do a rotate of those verts or face, however you want to do it. It there. So we got all that. Now, let's take a look at something. You'll notice something here. We have that whole entire area right here, but then all of a sudden it jets out and does this harsh angle change. And you're probably wondering to yourself, how are you going to do that? Well, I'm going to show you how to do that. So we got that all lined up and set up there. So we're going to go to the move. You see this right here where it says loop cut? We want that loop cut. So we want to do a loop cut. We're going to do a loop cut here. Now, you notice we just added a bunch of new verts. And that's okay. What we're going to do, we're going to do a loop cut there. And we're going to let's see, I want to move those verts. So we're going to go to here, do a select of these verts, and hold shift, do a select of these verts, and we're going to go delete verts. That gets rid of those, but that's okay. So now I want to be on edge mode. So we're on verts, we're going to go edge. I want to select this edge. I'm going to hold shift. I'm going to select this edge. I'm going to right click, not bevel, bridge. You want to do the bridge. And you notice we just add more geometry. So all you do is you just go around to those different edges. And as you saw up here, this is where they've added in the whole entire thing. So I want to be on edges and not on verts. So I'm going to select this edge here and this edge here. Once again, I'm going to right click, bridge edge loop. And there we go. We just filled that in. Now I want to click on this edge here, bridge. This edge here, bridge. We just really added things up and made things look really good. So now I want to go by face. I want to click on this face. I want to do the extrude. Extrude up like so. But there's a problem. I'm going to go F1 again. You notice it's going upwards. It's not going outwards. That's okay. We will fix that. We're going to go move this down so we get that nice, good line there. And we're going to move this to here. This. Okay, so that's all good, but got the angle wrong. This part, we just need to flip this around. That's like so. We're going to go ahead and click move. We want to do verts this time. I want to select verts. I want to take these two verts. We're going to go, nope, we're not going to delete something. Take those, move them out there. Take all of those. All of these verts right here. Let's go ahead and hit tab. Nope, I'm doing the wrong thing again. We're gonna hit 1. And move this down like so. Here. Actually, we're gonna go here. All those, but we also want this one here. We're gonna hit 1 again. We're still off. Feels about right. Looks, for my eyes, it looks a bit off right here, but that's okay. We're gonna go here. These 1, There we go. This out a bit. I think that's looking really, really good. So if you overlook here, yes, it's a little bit off. It's a little bit wider than it is in height, but that's okay. So overall, that's the basis. What I want to do now is I'm going to call this the end of this stream. I'm going to do another stream. I'm going to spend the week familiarizing myself with the new changes that they've done with the interface of Blender and where they've moved things. As you saw later on in this, I was doing things easily, such as getting the faces between two of the edges. I knew how to do that. They didn't move it, which was a good thing. So there's the things that they didn't move that I'm able to do, but I have to relearn and figure out where they move things and where they change things. I'm going to spend the week doing that, and then in the next Monday stream, we will go over that. I want to thank you all for watching and have a great day.